Rolling. Stop jumping around so much before we even get into these picks, though.
Yes, sir. Sorry, sir.
No worries. First 1 o'clock game here on Sunday. Los Angeles Chargers looking like the curse continues. We're getting beat up, and they're looking like the same old Chargers team they've been year after year here, going into Atlanta Falcons, who are playing better than most expected, I could say.
Agreed.
The Chargers are a 3-point favorite here in Atlanta. How are you guys feeling about this one?
Squeezed one out in Carolina, overtime. Carolina, dumpster fire. All of a sudden, Mr. Walker comes in, PJ. They start winning some games. They start playing. They beat San Francisco. They lose against Cincy. They beat Carolina. You know, they squeezed one out there. It was a tight game in overtime there. Could have been anybody. They win it because they get a penalty. What is this? He takes his helmet off. I'm the man. Check me out. They throw the flag. There's laundry on the field. Everybody's like, what's going on? What happened? They push the kick back so far that the Pamps lose. They don't make the extra point. They end up losing. It's crazy. It's crazy game. It was crazy, people. It was a crazy game. Crazy. I'm going Atlanta here. I'm going to take Atlanta. I'm going to go away from Herbert and the Chargers. I liked Herbert and the Chargers coming into this year. I did. I really liked them.
It's your boy.
He's still my boy. He's still my boy. It just, some days you just, you're like, all right, I'm not going to call him today, I'm not going to call my boy today. I'll call him next week, I mean, that's how we're going to do it. I'm taking Atlanta. I don't know about you, Nick, but what are you doing?
I'm going Chargers for sure on this one.
Smarter pick. That's a smarter pick, people.
Yeah, for sure. Going Chargers. Justin Herbert's definitely the better quarterback in this matchup.
I like the underdog.
Palmer's healthy, looking to fill in that slot. I think,
he's the only one.
Allen's out again, if I'm not mistaken.
He is.
So Palmer's going to be getting worked in again, and when he was worked in the beginning of the season, he was performing and producing. Eckler was questionable. I don't know the status of his injury. I don't know if you guys have anything on that.
He's playing.
Okay,
he is
so
playing.
He's playing. So I'm going with the more talented offense. Although there is some talent, some sneaky talent over in Atlanta, I think it's more the quarterback for me. Chargers. I don't know about you, Char.
Chargers for me too. I don't like it for the Chargers, but this is one of those games where they win. Like if this was in Los Angeles, I'd take the Falcons because they're supposed to win. I think at the end of the day, it settles out the same way as you, Nick. I go quarterback there with Herbert being able to figure it out. I don't like the loss of weapons, but the Chargers are there despite all these things that have happened to them. The injuries have just ravaged them. I think it's a matter of time before they fall apart. I kind of wish, personally that Atlanta would have lost last week because it would be, for me, it'd be one step closer to seeing what Desmond Ridder can do on the field. It didn't happen. So to me, that process is a little bit more prolonged. Atlanta's going to be game. They've been game all year. I think they went 5 weeks with being the only team to cover the spread. I think this is going to be similar to a lot of the Charger games. They're going to end up pulling it out, but it's going to be a tough one. So I'm going Chargers there.
I got to go with Eddie. I got to go Falcons.
It's a tough one.
Both of these teams, their defense is weak to the opponent's offense. So the Chargers are really bad against the run. Falcons are good again, or good running the ball. Falcons are bad against the pass on defense. But the Chargers should be good on passing offense. But
Chargers, they got no receivers.
They have nobody to throw it to. Mike Williams is out. Palmer's coming off of a concussion. Keenan Allen can't get healthy to save his life.
Hamstring again.
Eckler's volume is so ridiculously high that the man's just covered in aches and pains. So I'm going to just take Falcons on the fact that I think the Chargers are going to have too much. I think Herbert's going to have to go through too many progressions till he actually finds an open man. And Atlanta's can cause some chaos there so that offense can't do much, and the Falcons will be able to run the ball on them.
Cordero Patterson's not coming back in this game?
Isaiah Spiller has negative fantasy points.
I think one more week for Patterson.
Okay.
That's a good question. I'll leave it up.
It's still Aljair and Huntley. for the
But they've been
Falcons.
successful with that too.
They have. It surprised
It's
me.
a tough one to call.
It really
gonna
is.
be
This
good
is a
game.
hard one. I was talking to Brady about this off camera on how
This is 24-23 kind of game.
to me this one was going to be a tough one
Liked it.
I feel like it'll be back and forth.
Yeah, it just like for me, like I said, with the Chargers, whatever running back is facing the Chargers has had their best game of the season, like all
wouldn't-
year long.
I wouldn't be
And
surprised.
with the way the Falcons can move the ball on the ground, to me, it's a Falcons game.
I wouldn't be surprised if the lead changes about 5-6 times in this game. I really wouldn't.
Here's the official update real quick on Patterson. Arthur Smith said the Falcons will wait until Saturday to make their decision on Patterson returning for Sunday's game against the Chargers. He returned to practice on Wednesday. Obviously, we're doing this show on Friday. So it's kind of a game time type of decision.
for sure.
I know we're
Patterson.
not talking about like a Tom Brady, Aaron Rodgers, Devontae Adams kind of player, but I think adding someone like Patterson to what they got going on right now with London and Pitts and these guys, I think that's a game changer. If Patterson plays, I almost lean Falcons too.
It's still regardless he plays or not. It's still this is going to be a tough game and a tough call.
It's going to be the same style. Like, you're just going to have Patterson back there a little bit more. I doubt he goes full, but he's definitely a game changer. There's no doubt about it. There's a reason why we're split.
Let's get on this